Democrats, Republicans, Independents, who are protesting in the millions against a president who is trying to silence us. And the analogy was apt when the president uploaded a video of himself in a king hat.
So Dan, are you going to answer the question?
Yes, I will, but please give me a moment. Literally defecating on people exercising their right to free speech.
I don't think it was literally.
A constitutional right.
Okay.
Right?
So,
and that is
Dan,
I am
let's go
proud.
back to the question and stick to the point.
Okay, so let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw a Fox News anchor literally walk off set during a live broadcast? Like, actually get up and walk away because things got so heated she couldn't even handle it anymore. Yeah, that happened. And it's going viral right now. Sandra Smith, one of Fox's main daytime anchors, just had what people are calling an absolute meltdown on live TV. And honestly, I don't even blame her, because what triggered this whole thing is so insane, so completely off the rails, that you kind of have to see it to believe it. Here's what went down. President Trump posted this AI-generated video over the weekend on Truth Social. And when I say AI-generated, I mean fully synthetic, computer-made, fake, but also kind of genius in the most chaotic way possible. But before we go any further, real quick, let's be honest, you can't really trust mainstream media anymore. That's why we built Pump Politics, to bring you real stories, real context, and no corporate spin. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines, join our free newsletter. We'll send the news straight to your inbox every day. Just click the link in the description to join. And if you just want to support what we're doing, join us, be part of the community that actually cares about the truth. All right, let's get back to the video. The video shows Trump dressed like a king, flying a fighter jet over New York City. The jet is literally labeled King Trump on the side. And as he's flying over Manhattan, he's dumping what looks like waste, trash, whatever you want to call it, directly onto protesters below. These protesters are holding signs that say "No Kings." Can you believe this? Like, this is what the sitting president is posting online. Not policy updates, not diplomatic statements. Nope, AI videos of himself as a king, defecating on Americans who disagree with him. This is where we are in 2025.
Tonight, President Trump mocking the millions of Americans who took to the streets in peaceful protest on Saturday in what has been described as one of the largest single-day demonstrations in U.S. history. An estimated 7 million people gathered across some 2,700 No Kings rallies in cities from coast to coast, according to organizers. Trump responding via social media, posting an AI-generated video depicting a crowned Trump flying a King Trump jet, and sharing another video, first posted by Vice President J.D. Vance, showing Trump placing a crown on his head.
So Sandra Smith brings on this Democratic candidate, Dan Coe, who's running for Congress. And Coe does not hold back. He goes on live TV and says, and I'm quoting here, Trump was essentially defecating on individuals who were exercising their right to free speech. Now Sandra Smith tries to interject. She says something like, I don't think literally, but all right, because I guess she's trying to fact check whether Trump was literally pooping on people or just metaphorically humiliating them with AI-generated poop, which, come on, is such a weird hill to die on, right? Like, that's the part you want to clarify, whether it's literal or symbolic waste being dumped on American citizens. That's the line Fox News wants to draw. But Coe keeps going. He calls the video disgusting and autocratic. He says it's an attack on democracy. And that's when Sandra Smith just loses it. She cuts him off mid-sentence. She signals to producers. And then she literally walks off camera for a few seconds, just steps away, like she couldn't even deal with it anymore. The clip has been viewed over 3 million times in less than 24 hours. X, is blowing up with hashtags like King Trump and Fox Meltdown. People on the left are saying this proves Trump is a wannabe dictator. People on the right are saying the media can't take a joke. And Fox News is stuck in the middle. Again, trying to figure out how to cover a president who keeps doing stuff that's impossible to defend, but also impossible to ignore. Here's the thing though. This isn't just some random viral moment. This is a symptom of something way bigger, something that's been building for years. And most people, on both sides, are completely missing the point. Because this isn't really about whether Trump's video was funny or offensive. It's not even about whether Sandra Smith should have walked off set or not. What this is really about is how blurred the line has become between satire, propaganda, and political communication, and how AI technology is making that line even more impossible to see. We're living in a world where the president can post a video of himself as a king, literally dumping on protesters, and half the country laughs while the other half panics, and nobody can agree on what it even means anymore. Trump isn't the first politician to use memes or viral content. Obama had his social media team. Biden has his whatever that is. But Trump is the first president to fully weaponize AI-generated content as a core part of his messaging strategy. and it's working because we're all talking about it right now. The crazy part? This video was posted on October 19th. By October 20th, it had already spawned multiple trending hashtags: Fox Meltdown, King Trump, No King's Protest, all of them pulling in millions of impressions. And the story has legs. It's not dying down. It's growing. More outlets are picking it up. More people are weighing in. More chaos is spreading. This is how modern political warfare works now. So yeah, Sandra Smith walked off. Dan Coe called Trump a king wannabe. The internet exploded. And nobody seems to know what's real anymore or how to react to any of this. But here's what I want you to think about. Fox News is supposed to be Trump's biggest supporter, right? That's the narrative. That's what everyone believes. So why is one of their anchors so visibly frustrated that she can't even stay on camera? What does that tell you about what's really happening inside Fox right now? And more importantly, what does it tell you about where we're headed? Because if Fox can't figure out how to handle Trump in October 2025, what's going to happen when we get closer to the 2026 midterms? When the stakes get even higher? When every House and Senate seat is up for grabs? And the content wars get even more intense? This story is way deeper than it looks. And over the next 20-something minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what's going on, why it matters, and what almost nobody is saying about it. Because trust me, this is just getting started. And if you think a Fox News anchor walking off live TV is dramatic, wait until you hear what this means for the future of political media and democracy itself.
Look, in terms of the Democratic Party, this weekend was a good analogy. I saw Democrats, Republicans, Independents who were protesting in the millions against a president who is trying to silence us. And the analogy was apt when the president uploaded a video of himself in a king hat.
So Dan, are you going to answer the question?
Yes, I will, but please give me a moment. Literally defecating on people exercising their right to free speech.
I don't think it was literally.
A constitutional right.
Okay.
Right? And that is
Dan,
I am
let's go
proud.
back to the question and stick to the point.
All right, so let's rewind for a second, because to understand why this Sandra Smith moment is so important, you need to understand the full context of what Trump actually posted and why it hit such a nerve. The video itself, like I said, is AI generated. It's not real footage. It's a synthetic creation. Somebody used AI tools to make Trump look like he's piloting a fighter jet, labeled King Trump, over New York City. And as he flies over, the jet is releasing what looks like garbage or waste onto a crowd of protesters below. The imagery is deliberate, it's provocative, and it's designed to get exactly the reaction it's getting. Now, the protesters in the video are holding signs that say "No Kings," which is obviously a reference to the founding principle of America. You know, the whole reason we declared independence from Britain. No monarchy, no kings. Government by the people. All that stuff we learned in like 5th grade history class. So Trump takes that message, literally the most American message you could possibly send, and he responds by depicting himself as a king who's literally dumping on those people, like symbolically crushing dissent. And then he posts it online for millions of people to see. This isn't some random meme somebody made that Trump retweeted. This is content created for his account, posted by his team, with his full endorsement. That matters. And here's the kicker. This isn't satire in the traditional sense. It's not Saturday Night Live making fun of Trump. It's Trump himself, posting content that portrays him as an autocratic ruler who punishes protesters, and his supporters love it. They think it's hilarious. They share it. They celebrate it, because to them, it's just Trump being Trump, owning the libs, triggering the snowflakes, whatever you want to call it. They see it as a power move, a middle finger to everyone who criticizes him, and they eat it up because it feels like winning to them. But to everyone else, especially Democrats and people who study authoritarian movements, this is terrifying, because it's not just a joke, it's a message. It's Trump saying, yeah, I'll be your king, and if you don't like it, too bad. So when Dan Coe goes on Fox News and calls this out, he's not overreacting, he's pointing out something that's genuinely concerning. And Sandra Smith, who works for a network that's supposed to be friendly to Trump, doesn't know how to respond because she can't defend it. But she also can't fully condemn it because that would alienate Fox's core audience. She's trapped between two impossible positions, and that's exactly why she walked off. So what does she do? She tries to split the difference. She fact checks whether Trump was literally defecating on people, which, come on, is such a ridiculous deflection. Like, no, Sandra, he wasn't literally pooping on anyone. But that's not the point. The point is what the video represents, the symbolism, the message it sends. And when Dan Coe won't let her off the hook, when he keeps pressing the issue, she just walks off because she doesn't have a good answer. Nobody at Fox does. They're stuck defending the indefensible while trying to maintain some shred of journalistic credibility, and it's not working. Now here's where this gets really interesting. Fox News is in a really weird spot right now. And I don't think most people fully understand what's happening inside that network. For years, Fox has been seen as Trump's biggest cheerleader. Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson when he was there, Laura Ingraham. These hosts built their entire brands around defending Trump no matter what, and it worked. Fox's ratings skyrocketed during Trump's first term. They became the most watched cable news network by a mile. Their business model was simple: defend Trump, attack his enemies, keep the base happy, and the money rolled in. But now, in Trump's second term, things are different. Trump isn't campaigning anymore. He's actually governing. And some of the stuff he's doing, even Fox is having trouble spinning it. Like this AI video. What are you supposed to say about that? How do you defend a sitting president posting content that portrays him as a king, dumping on protesters? You can't just say it's funny and move on. You can't just say the left is overreacting, because the image itself is undeniable. It exists, it's out there, and it means something, whether you want it to or not. And it's not just this one incident. Trump has been pushing boundaries constantly, using AI-generated content to mock political opponents, sharing deepfake-style videos, posting stuff that blurs the line between reality and fiction. And Fox has to cover it because they're a news network, but they also can't fully embrace it because even their audience has limits. So you're seeing these cracks form, these moments where Fox anchors and hosts visibly struggle with how to handle Trump. And the Sandra Smith walk-off is just the latest example, but it won't be the last. Not even close. But let's zoom out even further, because this isn't just about Fox News or Trump or one viral video. This is about something way bigger. This is about how AI technology is changing politics in ways we're not prepared for. Think about it. 10 years ago, if a politician wanted to create a viral video, they needed a production team, cameras, editors, a budget, and even then, the video was clearly staged. You knew it was produced content. There was a line between reality and performance, and everyone understood where that line was. But now, anyone with a laptop can generate hyper-realistic videos in minutes. You can make Trump look like a king flying a fighter jet. You can make Biden look like he's saying things he never said. You can create entirely fake scenarios that look completely real. And here's the scary part. Most people can't tell the difference anymore. Studies show that even when people are told a video is AI generated, they still believe it on some level because our brains are wired to trust what we see, and AI generated content exploits that fundamental vulnerability in human cognition. So when Trump posts this King Trump video, some people know it's fake. They know it's AI, but they don't care because the message is what matters. The symbolism, the idea that Trump is powerful, that he's in control, that he can crush his enemies. That's what resonates. And on the flip side, people who hate Trump see the video and think this is proof he's a dictator. They take it as evidence of his authoritarian tendencies, even though, again, it's not real. It's a computer-generated fantasy, but it doesn't matter anymore. The emotional impact is the same, whether it's real or fake, but both sides are treating it like it's meaningful, like it says something true about Trump or about America. And that's the problem, because we're now living in a world where fake content carries the same emotional weight as real content, and nobody knows how to deal with that. Fox News doesn't know how to deal with it. That's why Sandra Smith walked off, because she's caught between two realities. One reality where Trump is just trolling, just having fun, just pushing buttons to get attention. And another reality where Trump is normalizing autocratic imagery and undermining democratic norms. And the truth is, both realities are real. Trump is trolling, but he's also normalizing. He's joking, but he's also sending a message. And you can't separate those things anymore. This is what makes covering Trump so impossible, because everything he does exists in multiple layers of meaning at the same time. And depending on who you are, depending on your worldview, you're going to interpret those layers completely differently. There's no shared reality anymore. No common ground, just competing narratives that never intersect. So when people ask, is Trump a threat to democracy? Or is he just a funny guy who likes to mess with people? The answer is yes, both, at the same time. And that's what makes this moment so dangerous, because we don't have the tools to process that kind of ambiguity anymore. We used to have clearer lines. Politicians acted a certain way. Media covered them a certain way. Satire was clearly labeled as satire. But now, everything is mixed together. Trump posts AI videos that are half joke, half threat. Fox News tries to cover him while also defending him. And the audience, all of us, we're left trying to figure out what's real and what's performance. And honestly, I don't think anyone knows anymore, not even Trump. Because at this point, the performance has become the reality. The joke has become the message. And we're all just living inside this weird simulation where nothing means anything and everything means everything at the same time. So yeah, Sandra Smith walked off, and people are going to debate whether she was right or wrong, whether she should have let Dan Coe keep talking, or whether she should have defended Trump harder. But the real story, the one nobody's talking about, is that Fox News itself is starting to crack under the pressure of covering a president who refuses to play by any recognizable rules. And if Fox, Trump's biggest ally, is struggling this much in October 2025, imagine what's coming next. The other thing people aren't talking about? The speed of all this. The video was posted on October 19th. Less than 24 hours later, we had a viral Fox News meltdown. Multiple trending hashtags. Over 3 million views across platforms. Think about that timeline. That's not normal news cycle stuff. That's algorithmic amplification on steroids. That's content designed specifically to go viral. And it worked perfectly. And Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He understands the algorithm better than most tech CEOs. He knows that outrage equals engagement. He knows that controversy equals attention. And he knows that attention equals power. So he keeps pushing, keeps testing boundaries, keeps posting content that makes people lose their minds. Because every time someone freaks out, every time a Fox anchor walks off set, every time a Democratic candidate calls him autocratic, he wins. Because he's controlling the conversation. He's setting the agenda. He's making everyone else react to him. And that's the genius of it. Even if you hate Trump, even if you think he's dangerous, you're still talking about him. You're still sharing his content. You're still giving him exactly what he wants. Okay, so let's break this down into the core points, because there's a lot happening here and it's easy to get lost in the noise. So I'm going to give you 4 big takeaways that actually matter. 4 things you need to understand about this story. These are the things that will shape the next year of American politics, whether you're paying attention or not. So listen up, because this matters more than you think. Point 1. Trump is fully weaponizing AI-generated content, and it's working. This is not the first time Trump has used AI or manipulated media, but it's getting more frequent, more extreme, and more effective. The King Trump video is designed to do 2 things at once. First, it energizes his base. His supporters see it, and they laugh. They share it. They love that Trump doesn't care what the media thinks. He's trolling the left, and they eat it up. But second, it also provokes outrage from his opponents. People like Dan Coe see the video, and they freak out. They call Trump a dictator. They say he's attacking free speech. And that outrage, that reaction, is exactly what Trump wants, because it keeps him in the headlines. It keeps people talking about him. And in politics, attention is currency. The more you're talked about, the more power you have. It's that simple. So Trump wins either way. His supporters love him more. His opponents hate him more. And everyone in the middle, the people who don't pay close attention to politics, they just see chaos. And chaos benefits Trump because his whole brand is built on being unpredictable, being disruptive, being the guy who breaks all the rules. And here's the thing. This strategy is only going to get more intense as we move toward the 2026 midterms. Because Trump knows the more outrageous his content, the more attention he gets. And the more attention he gets, the more control he has over the narrative. So expect more AI videos, more deepfakes, more content that blurs the line between reality and fiction, because it works. And Trump doesn't care if it's ethical or responsible. He cares if it's effective. According to data from social media analytics, AI-generated political content gets shared 40% more than traditional campaign content. 40%, that's a massive difference. And Trump's team knows this. They've studied the metrics. They understand what goes viral and what doesn't. So we're going to see more of this, a lot more. And not just from Trump. Every politician is watching this. Every campaign strategist is taking notes. Because if Trump can use AI to dominate the conversation, why wouldn't everyone else try the same thing? The genie is out of the bottle now. There's no putting it back. Point 2. Fox News is stuck in an impossible position and is tearing them apart internally. For years, Fox News has been Trump's biggest defender, but that relationship is starting to strain because Trump keeps doing stuff that even Fox can't easily defend. And this Sandra Smith moment is proof of that. Think about it. Sandra Smith is not some liberal activist. She's a Fox News anchor. She works for a network that's supposed to be pro-Trump, but even she couldn't handle this interview. She walked off because she didn't have a good answer. She couldn't defend Trump's video without looking ridiculous, but she also couldn't condemn it without alienating Fox's audience. She was stuck, trapped between loyalty and credibility, and she chose to just walk away rather than pick a side. And this tension, this internal conflict, is happening all over Fox right now. Some hosts and producers still want to defend Trump no matter what, but others are getting tired of it. They're starting to see Trump as a liability, someone who makes their jobs harder, someone who puts them in uncomfortable positions on live TV. And the audience is noticing. People are starting to ask, is Fox really pro-Trump? Or are they just trying to hold on to their ratings? Because the Sandra Smith walk-off doesn't look like support. It looks like frustration. It looks like someone who's had enough. And that's a problem for Fox, because their entire business model depends on being seen as Trump's ally. So Fox is caught between two audiences now. The hardcore Trump supporters, who want total loyalty, and the more moderate conservatives, who want Fox to actually be a news network, not a propaganda machine. And Fox doesn't know how to serve both audiences at the same time. This is why you're seeing moments like this, where Fox anchors visibly struggle on air, where they fact-check Trump in weird ways, where they walk off set because they don't know what else to do. And honestly, I don't think Fox survives this in its current form. Something's gonna break. Either they go all in on Trump and lose credibility as a news organization, or they distance themselves from Trump and lose their core audience. There's no middle ground anymore, and the Sandra Smith walk-off is a sign that Fox knows it. Industry insiders are whispering about major changes coming at Fox. Potential reshuffling of primetime hosts, new editorial guidelines about how to cover Trump, internal memos about maintaining journalistic standards. All of this is happening behind the scenes while the network publicly tries to maintain its Trump-friendly image. But you can't serve two masters. You can't be a legitimate news organization and a propaganda outlet at the same time. Eventually, you have to choose. And Fox is running out of time to make that choice. The cracks are showing, and they're only getting wider. Point 3. We're entering a new era of political communication, and nobody knows the rules yet. This is the big one. This is the thing that scares me the most, because we're living through a fundamental shift in how politics works, and we don't have the tools to deal with it yet. AI-generated content is everywhere now. Politicians can create fake videos that look completely real. They can put words in their opponents' mouths. They can manufacture outrage. They can rewrite history in real time. And most people, the average voter, they can't tell what's real anymore. The technology has outpaced our ability to process it critically. And it's not just Trump. Everyone's going to start doing this. Democrats are already experimenting with AI-generated campaign ads. Republicans are using deepfakes to attack opponents. Third-party groups are flooding social media with synthetic content that looks like news but isn't. And the media, networks like Fox and CNN and MSNBC, they don't know how to cover it because they're still operating under old rules. They still think their job is to fact-check and provide context. But when the content itself is designed to bypass fact-checking, when the whole point is to create emotional reactions that override logic, what are you supposed to do? How do you fact-check something when the facts don't matter anymore? Sandra Smith tried to fact-check whether Trump was literally defecating on people. But that's not how this works anymore. The literal truth doesn't matter. The emotional truth, the symbolic truth, that's what matters. And AI content is designed to exploit that gap. So we're entering this new era where truth is whatever feels true, where reality is whatever you can make people believe, and where the line between satire and propaganda has completely disappeared. And I don't know how we fix that. I don't think anyone does, because you can't put AI back in the box. You can't uninvent this technology. It's here, and it's only going to get better or worse depending on how you look at it. Research shows that deepfake detection technology is already falling behind deepfake creation technology. We're losing the arms race. By the time we develop tools to detect fake content, the fakes have already gotten more sophisticated. It's a never-ending cycle, and we're on the losing side. So what do? How do we have informed democratic debate when nobody can agree on what's real? I don't have an answer to that, and neither does anyone else. We're flying blind into a future where truth is negotiable and reality is whatever the algorithm decides to show you. Point 4. The 2026 midterms are going to be absolute chaos. Here's what people aren't talking about enough. We're less than a year away from the midterms. Every House seat is up. A third of the Senate, governors, state legislatures. It's all on the table. And both parties are going to use every weapon they have, including AI-generated content, including deepfakes, including viral videos designed to provoke maximum outrage. If you think the King Trump video is bad, if you think the Sandra Smith walk-off is peak chaos, you haven't seen anything yet, because the campaigns that are being planned right now, the content that's being created right now, is going to make this look tame. We're going to see AI-generated attack ads that put words in candidates' mouths. We're going to see deepfake videos of politicians saying things they never said. We're going to see synthetic scandals manufactured out of thin air, and most voters won't be able to tell what's real and what's fake, and the media won't be able to keep up. They're already struggling with Trump's content. Imagine when there are hundreds of candidates all doing the same thing, when every congressional race is flooded with AI-generated propaganda, when local news stations can't fact-check fast enough to matter. That's the future we're heading toward, and nobody's prepared for it. So what happens next? Well, more chaos, more viral moments, more anchors walking offset because they don't know how to respond, more politicians pushing boundaries, more AI videos that blur reality. The Sandra Smith moment is just a preview, a warning sign, a glimpse of what's coming, and expect moments like this to become more common because the people covering politics, the journalists, the anchors, the commentators, they're just as confused as the rest of us. They don't know how to navigate this new landscape. They don't know what's acceptable and what's not. They don't know where the lines are anymore. So yeah, this is where we are. A Fox News anchor walks off set because she can't handle a conversation about Trump's AI video. And 3 million people watch it happen in real time, and both sides declare victory. And nothing changes, except everything changes, because this isn't just one viral moment. This is a preview of what's coming. This is what politics looks like now. Chaos, confusion, content designed to provoke rather than inform, and AI technology that makes it all worse. So buckle up, because if you think this is wild, if you think the Sandra Smith walk-off is peak insanity, just wait. We're just getting started. And the next few months leading into 2026 are going to make this look tame. This is the new normal. AI-generated political content, media networks that can't keep up, and a president who knows exactly how to exploit all of it. The question isn't whether more of this is coming. The question is, how bad is it going to get? And honestly, I don't think anyone wants to know the answer to that question, but we're about to find out anyway. Welcome to the future. It's going to be a bumpy ride, and I'll be here breaking it all down as it happens. Because trust me, this story is far from over, not even close.